Hello and welcome to the Empire State Trail Weekly Update, a look at the latest news from across the Erie Canalway and Empire State Trail. And this is the update for May 3rd to May 9th, 2026. So this past week, Parks and Trails had their annual Trail Town Zoom meeting where all the trail towns get together and talk about their successes and challenges and concerns, and also welcome into new trail towns, Lyons and Utica. And in one of they have after all the introductions and talk and everything, they have a little breakout session, and they were talking about different things. And I brought up the question about parking, locking up your bike stands. Do people actually use them? And here's the style that the state puts in, this loop here. You roll your bike up against it, and out here in the middle of nowhere, you're probably not going to lock up your bike, but you're going to use this to lean against. And here's another one we came up with this week up here in Port Byron. This is an old piece of a bridge. It's 1930s Art Deco style cast iron, and we welded this chain loop here and we put it in front of our historic society, just so we would have something for people could lock up their bikes or not. But my question came is, do people actually use bike racks? If you have a $4,000 bicycle or a $2,000 or a $1,000 bicycle, and you have it fully loaded with all your gear, are you going to lock it up? Do you trust anything to protect it? Nowadays with battery-powered saws, they can zip through these locks in seconds. They don't even have to worry about breaking them. They just cut them. The tools are all out there for people to do it. And then also locking up your gear. I mean, if you have a fully loaded bike, somebody comes up and does a snatch and grab, just grabbing something, thinking they're going to get a cell phone or a computer or something, your wallet or whatever. So do people actually trust bike stands or bike racks? And it was pointed out that the more successful of them seem to be the bike racks that are in front of a business where you have a window where you can see outside. A cafe, a little restaurant, where the person can lock up their bike, go inside, but also keep an eye on it. So the bike's not going to roll away very quick, but they also have eyes on it all the time. I don't know if they're going to trust it if they have to go inside a grocery market or something and do a lot of shopping, unless you have a companion where you can keep an eye on your bike. But then the idea of a bicycle valet service was kicked out there by somebody from Rome, who said they're using a bicycle valet service for larger events, which I thought was a really neat idea. And what they do is they buy these A-frame racks, and these are more for triathlons and sporting events where you just bring your bicycle in and you hook your seat over the bar here. But as a valet service where the event is providing the security, and so the person has a sense of, that their bike's not going to get tampered with. I thought that was a really neat idea, and I was just wondering if anybody else has approached that idea. These racks are pretty expensive for a few pieces of pipe. It seems like you can make one of these pretty quickly, but these are knockdown, and these are available from, I forget the name of the company that they're, Feedback Sports. That's who makes them. But it seems like a crafty person could come up with something like this with a few pieces of pipe if you wanted to try it out. But anyway, what are your thoughts on bicycle parking? Do you trust them? Do you not trust them? Do you tend to lock them up only in smaller villages? Let me know. Drop a note in the comments below. So let's move over to trail closures. And they don't have anything new on the list here. I did notice on the Cycle Canalway map, out in the Rochester area. We talked about last week that this area here around in the Greece area, Um, Out here, they used to have this closure. Now they've added this closure here, but there's no detour around it, which is odd. Um, so I'm sure there's locally posted a detour. So either one or both of these is still in operation. Um, they're trail resurfacing. So if you're going through there, you're going to have to be careful about that. And moving over to Durhamville, we still have the closure there, ongoing closure over the aqueduct, a short detour around it. Lock 21 still has the maintenance going on. There was somebody was caught out unawares, didn't know what they were supposed to do here. Just use Route 46. It goes right by it. This is a new one here, out in the Utica area. And you click on that, and it's trail maintenance between Barnes Road and Harbor Lock Road, North Genesee Street, beginning in May. So there's going to be a detour there, and it says come back for updates, but be aware that there's going to be a closure there, so you're probably going to be pushed out onto the streets. And then the other one is the one out in Buffalo, the ongoing work at LaSalle Park in Buffalo. And I don't know if this is new or if I just never paid attention before, but they've added all the parking areas along the trail, which I think is a really nice feature. So now if you want to go riding section areas, you can figure out where parking is and go do section rides. That's a really neat addition to the map here by Parks and Trails. And a few things started happening May 1st. Of course, the Erie Canal Parks and Schoharie Crossing is open now, and the one at Port Byron is open. So there's some additional bathroom stops, parking areas that you can use. The Canalway Challenge is going on now, so you can start tracking your miles and getting out there and doing some riding in between rainstorms. You do have to create an account, and you will keep track. This is an honor system. If you really want to cheat and say you did rides, I don't know why you would, but you could. Nobody's out there following you around, so you make an account and you track your miles. Use an app. There's 1,000 of them out there, and then take a picture of yourself at the end. And once you get all your gear and stuff, and post that so they can use that as a promotional item. They've got 1 mile, 15 mile, 90, 180, and 360. The 200-mile badge is gone now this year because it's now the 201st year of operation. So the 200 badge is gone. So if you didn't get that last year, you're out of luck. So you could, and this is pretty easy. My wife and I did 200 last year. We use Mappy. You turn it on at the beginning of your ride, you turn it off at the end, you go back and just fill in your mileage, and pretty neat little thing here. They also have these Rack Up the Regions challenge. You can do 90 miles for all these different areas, and you can also do the Finger Lakes are part of this. The Oswego Canal, the Cuyahoga-Seneca Canal, the Champlain Canal. So anywhere where you're in this area here counts for mileage. So if you want to go down and take a ride along the Finger Lakes, I wonder if the Keuka, the Crooked Lake Canal, is part of this too. Doesn't look like it, but it could be. I mean, what are they going to say? No. But yeah, it's a pretty neat little promotion here and gives you a little bit of more inspiration to get out there. Camillus, as of May 1st, is now offering boat rides again on Wednesdays. That's an addition they started last year, I think. Wednesdays and Sundays. So at 1, 2, and 3 o'clock, they offer 1-hour boat rides. And you can park your bike at the sim store there. Again, if you're a little nervous about it, they have people there. Keep your eye on it. I don't think anybody's going to be out there bothering with your bike out in Camillus. But you can lock it up and ask the staff there to just keep an eye on it. And if you have a larger group, they'll also do a charter. So if you're going through and you have a larger group that you want to charter the boat and take a ride, they'll set that up for you too. But this is a real neat 1-hour ride on the enlarged Erie Canal. So it's well worth going. So if you happen to be going through, or if you're planning your ride Wednesdays or Sundays, 1, 2, or 3 o'clock. And that's when they leave, so I'll get there a little bit early. And looking at the calendar for May, nothing has changed. We still have the Schenectady County Triathlon on the 9th, so expect more activity along the trail there. Canal opens on the 15th. The Seneca Chief will be at Waterford. If we're in the Waterford Canal Festival, will be going on the 16th. Waterford is off the trail. You have to go up to Champlain to get to it, but just in case. I can tell you that if the Seneca River doesn't go down, the canal will not be open in central New York because the Seneca River is still very, very high. 24th, we have the Buffalo Marathon, which will be going on in Canal Place. And the Weedsport Firemen's Field Days, 28th, 29th, 30th. So the trail will be very busy in the Weedsport area. Expect a lot of traffic going through there because you got to pass right by it. And then the Fairport Canal Days on June 5th and 6th. So things are happening here. And that's it for this Empire State Trail Weekly. And please note that this is an independent weekly update. It's not affiliated with New York State, the Canal Corporation, or any official trail agency. Information is based on publicly available sources and rider reports. And the music is AI generated. It would help for me. Just fun little riding songs. Remember to give this a like and subscribe, and we will see you next week, and get out there and ride.
Rolling waters, rolling wheels. Joy comes tumbling down these miles. Every turning wheel reveals the road is full of hidden smiles. As the rain clouds gather, the geese